Perez Jepchirchir had her daughter Natalia in December 2017. Was really away from the racing scene for some 12 or 18 months. He has eased back into it and reached the really highest level. And so often, of course, when athletes come back from becoming a mother, they come back stronger.
Yeah, I think we can definitely say that about Jepchirchir. Phenomenal women's only world record in Prague just 6 or so weeks ago, and I think she looks the most comfortable of that trio as they approach the finish. So just about 5 minutes or so left of running.
Well, she hasn't had pacemakers today, but as you said earlier, Mara, she exclaimed after that women's only world record that she could have gone faster if she'd had pacemakers, alluding to the fact, of course, that others who have set world records with men had a big advantage. She's made a lot of the pace here today, though. If she were to come out with the gold medal, she will have done more than her fair share of the leading and the work towards gaining that gold. But it's far from a foregone conclusion, because Yahualor is moving well. 1 hour on the clock now. Jepchirchir right beside her, stride for stride, and Kejeta, the German, just tucked in behind them. The surprise package of the race, there's no doubt about that. Came to Germany from Ethiopia back in 2013. She's coached by one Winfried Aufenhanger. Won the Frankfurt half marathon this year. Was only 11th at the RAC half marathon, although even 11th in that race, which produces fabulously fast times year after year each February, is still pretty strong. But you look at her track pedigree, and it's just, as things stand, and I suspect it needs to be rewritten, her track pedigree doesn't give any hint of her ability to live with a pace like this. Now, 61.5 minutes on the clock, Mara. They've only got about 3 or 4 minutes to run. Is anybody going to cut loose and try and kick away early? 2 Ethiopians chasing hard, but they're 50, 60 metres down, maybe more. Hard to tell with that foreshortening effect of the camera. It could be 60 or 70 metres. Here's that gap, and I can't see that being closed as they head now down towards the boulevard along the coast. They've literally only got about 1,200 metres to run.
Tim, Kejeta's PB up to now was 68.41, so if she's around about 65 minutes and seconds, that's going to be an enormous PB. So through 20k there in 1:02.11 or so.
Well, they have slowed a little bit. That puts them on schedule for something like 65.30, 65.40. But the times don't matter, and Jepchirchir puts her foot down. Decides enough is enough. Attacks just before this little downhill towards the coast. This is reminiscent of the Great North Run, that famous half marathon up in the northeast of England, where the athletes reach the coast with a very steep downhill, much steeper than this. Now Jepchirchir leans in there. Yahualor grabs the inside line. Every movement now matters. Are they going to play cat and mouse over this final few hundred metres? There's one of them going to go very early. Yahualor running the shortest line. Jepchirchir tucked into her slipstream. Kejeta of Germany looks very calm. She's the tallest of the 3, striding alongside them, matching them literally step for step, and looking fantastic. These 3 are the individual medalists, there's no doubt about that. They're into the final kilometre. And Kejeta of Germany continues to surprise each kilometre that clicks by. There will be a European, surely, on the rostrum in this 2020 edition of the World Athletics Half Marathon Championships from Gdynia. But what colour will her medal be? Yahualor continues to press and ask the questions. 3 big wins in 2019 in major half marathon races. Second in Delhi last year in her only defeat over the half marathon distance, and that was in 66.01. So she's almost as quick as Jepchirchir over the full half marathon distance. The gap behind them has grown, there's no doubt about that. This dust up for the medals is drawing them further clear. And Kejeta gets her nose in front. The last time a European won the World Half Marathon Championships Well, you have to go back years and years. You have to go back to Konstantina Chemescu-Dita, funnily enough. Well, apart from Lorna Kiplagat, that is, in 2008. But Konstantina Dita winning 2005 before Kiplagat's trio of wins for the Netherlands in 06, 07, 08. And as they come towards the last sprint onto the beach now, Yahurlo in the lead. Jepchirchir in her slipstream. Kejeta in third place, just beginning to let that psychological elastic stretch. I'm not sure she can go with the two Africans in front of her. The German has done tremendously well. She's going to get a medal. Looks like bronze at the moment. As Jepchirchir hits the front. Yahurlo maybe misread the course there. I'm not sure. But Jepchirchir sprints as Yahurlo trips on a corner there of one of the boards that is laid on the beach and heads for gold. This is going to be gold for Kenya in Gdynia. Jepchirchir punches the air as she crosses the line. 65.15 unofficially. Kejeta maybe taking second place there ahead of Yahurlo, who just had that little stumble about 50 metres out. 65.16 for the Kenyan. She regains the world title. She lifted in Cardiff in 2016. Kejeta, 65.18, a fabulous run from her. The German has smashed